On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
All right. Mommy 3, what's your thoughts? You've been quiet over there. But you reading scriptures over there?
Nah, I ain't reading.
Yeah. Like I know the conversation went a little biblical, but
well, I mean, me having my dad in my life, honestly, it just made me, just having too much knowledge of knowing a man. Like I can peep a dude a mile away. Like it honestly, my dad had taught me so much that at one point I feel like a player. Like I already know what you got going on. I already know you. My dad had taught me everything about that. Even my brothers, like I could call my brother. Like I have a video in my phone right now I can send you. Like my dad is literally telling me like some shit that women probably need to hear to understand men. And it's like having my dad in my life, like it just made me just have a little bit too much knowledge.
Anton said earlier that his wife grew up without her father. Her mother was single. Her grandmother was single, and she's very feminine. So I don't think that has any bearings on anything. That's just my opinion.
But Veronica, we had a conversation on Lapeef and Sunday, and you sit there and said when your husband was no longer in the household, the absentee father that he was, you became more masculine to the point where you got a Father's Day card because you was that masculine, had to be the man and the mama of the house. Do you remember saying that?
So Hank, let's just go back to that conversation.
You remember saying that though, correct?
Oh, of course I said that.
Okay.
But I just said that I grew up with my mother and my father. The question is, can a woman without having her father in the household become more masculine?
No, it says absentee fathers create masculine women.
My father was never absent.
But your kid's father was absent, Veronica.
That has nothing to do with me being masculine. The question was, can a woman a lady grow up in a household without a father? Does that make her more masculine? Am I right or wrong, Anton?
It's two variables, Veronica. Is the absentee baby daddy because you don't have help with your kids, or your absent father? So it's two different variables that can make you masculine.
That wasn't the question. The question was.
That's what it says. It doesn't say which father. It says an absentee father, whether it's yours or whether it's your baby daddy.
That's a broad statement to me.
Do absentee fathers create masculine women? Yes, it can happen. Yes, it can happen. I think it's many people.
But I was already masculine.
No,
so
I'm not, sister. I'm not saying that it's definite. What I'm saying is that's why I use the term. Yes, it can happen.
Okay.
Right. And we have that. And I think it ain't just absentee father. I think it's society too. I think it's this push of extreme feminism, right? I think it's a push of a lot of different things which is, I say, a multivariable of things that's making or that's conditioning our women to be more masculine, with the point of absentee fathers, right? And absentee, what Mr. Letgo was saying, absentee when a woman got to do everything on her own, when a man, because you could grow up with your dad, the whole 9 yards, but if you got your baby father is not sitting there helping you, now you playing many different roles, and and it's hard to try to switch everything on, right? So turning on and turning off. So it's many variable things that can happen, right? And that's just my thoughts on that. I don't really got too much in it.
So when I was answering the question,
go ahead, Veronica, and then we're gonna go to Fee.
Okay, Hank, when I was answering the question, I was answering from the prospect of me growing up with my father and my mother. I wasn't speaking on the point of me having my children without their father being there. Now, I'm sure when I was in a position where I was a single mother, I became even more masculine. Does that answer your question, Hank?
No, I don't. I just need to make sure come Father's Day, y'all need to recognize Miss Veronica.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that while you being sarcastic about it. I appreciate that because I did the damn thing myself.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
but you weren't a father. I just want to say that.
So
go ahead, Fee. You got on
Well,
this.
I was a father to my son. That's mine.
As soon as
I'm not gonna
Veronica,
let you or anybody else take that from me because I know the role I played and I played it well. Moving on.
A mother.
Go ahead,
and a father.
Well, I grew up in a household with my mom and my dad, but like their marriage was really bad. And like I'm still considered masculine because I had to be doing everything for my mom. And I was the youngest. So I think the birth order doesn't apply to me either, right? It's not about a single mom being violent. There was violence in the home with my two parents, right? But they still never got divorced because they have this mentality like, oh, once you're married, just stay together no matter what, right? And that also harmed like all the children that they have. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, like I don't know, I can't relate, and I think it is true. Like I wouldn't say I'm masculine. I'm strong. Like what is masculinity? Being strong, being more in charge, ambitious. What is that? Like I have to hold the household by myself. That's what I have to do, and I have to get like it is what it is. So. Yes.
What you got on this, Andy?
I think I already said as far as like an absentee father does create. Back to the video, it literally said exactly what I was saying about when there is no male presence and stuff like that, it creates a lack of security and all of that stuff. And security is the biggest thing that a man is supposed to provide, is safety, security, and in a household full of women, there's a lack of that. So like Mr. Let Go was saying, that single moms take on a lot of masculine energy, a lot of it. And yeah, it creates very masculine women when they have to operate in survival mode.
All right. Mommy 3, what's your thoughts? You've been quiet over there. But you read scriptures over there?
Nah, I ain't read over there.
Like I know the conversation went a little biblical, but
well, I mean, me having my dad in my life, honestly, it just made me. Just having too much knowledge of knowing a man, like I can peep a dude a mile away, like it honestly, my dad had taught me so much that at one point I feel like a player. Like I already know what you got going on. I already know you. My dad had taught me everything about that. Even my brothers, like I could call my brother. Like I have a video in my phone right now I can send you. Like my dad is literally telling me like some shit that women probably need to hear to understand men. And it's like having my dad in my life, like it just made me just have a little bit too much knowledge.